Hello, my name is Hans George Campbell. I've always found some of the buildings in Fallout 3 fascinating. I like the architecture of some of the buildings. Like here is the RobCo factory. And so I thought to myself, you know, this would make a really cool looking building for GZDoom. Well, in particular, this huge city map that I'm creating right now for GZDoom. And I thought, well, why not draw the RobCo building to place in the map, the city map that I'm creating for GZDoom. So tonight I thought I'd show you guys how I do that. What you have to do to draw a Fallout 3 building for GZDoom. So that's what I'm doing tonight. Okay, the first thing that I have to do is I have to take screenshots of the building. First of all, I want to go, I'm using the console commands that will allow me to fly. The console commands are not meant to be used for cheating. They're meant to be used for game developers like me that create content for video games. So the first thing I need to do is I need to get a top-down view of this building. Which, well, let me go over here. Okay, it's sort of like, alright, top-down view of the building. So that I know exactly what it looks like, what it entails. So that right there, we'll use that. We'll take that screenshot. Okay, screenshot file. I'm wondering where it puts these screenshot files. So I need that one. And then I need, what am I doing? I need to look at, I need to take screen snapshots of all four sides of the building. I wish there was a way you could fly faster, you know what I mean? Anyway, okay. But when I draw this building, it's going to take a little bit because I'm going to draw the detailings. See the detailings of that building? And then you have, like, you have a loading dock right there, and you have like a fence right there, and he has some cargo crates right there. See, I could draw all that, you know. So the next thing I need to do is I need to take that screenshot, okay, and see how the wall is not flat. It has like there's the windows. I have windows like that, or I can draw like factory building style windows like that. But see how it's like a wall and then it has these things that come out? I can draw all of that. See, I can draw all of this. Okay, so let's go to the other side. I need to take a screenshot, or I should say a screenshot of all four sides. Okay. You can see how the game loads in the graphics as you move. Yeah. Now, some of the graphics, in order to make this building look cool, I'm probably going to have to custom make, have to draw my own custom graphics. Yeah. So, we'll take that screenshot there. There's 10 penny tower in the distance. Can't stand that asshole. I'm even going to draw these top parts like that, and even the roof detailing with these vents right here. I'm going to draw all of that. It's going to look really cool. Okay, so let's well, let me back up a little bit. Yeah, that gives me an idea of what it looks like. Yeah, I think this, yeah, okay. Take a screenshot of that. And let me go up a little bit higher. Okay. You see, I can even draw like this parking lot. Take a screen, like a screenshot of this parking lot, the way it's done. And then after I draw the whole thing, save it separately, and then I can cut and paste it onto any map, any kind of city map that I'm drawing for GZDoom, you know. Yeah, I can actually draw all of this. So let me take another screenshot of that parking lot, along with those the sidewalks, you know, where the cars are parked. And then let me go up a little bit higher. Okay, because you see how, okay, let me go over here. You see how like the road comes in like that, and then it goes around like that? I can draw all that. And this is one of the reasons why my Doom maps are some of the best in the world. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just stating a fact. I take the time to examine details of, like, I walk around the city that I live in and see how real city streets are done and sidewalks and things like that. And also, if I see something in a video game like Fallout 3 that I think will make for something really cool in one of my GZDoom maps, then yeah, I'll go ahead and draw it. But yeah, so that's basically the road coming in. So I want to take this screenshot so I can draw all that around the building. So it's not just the building that you draw, but you also want to draw the detailing around the building. Okay, so yeah, then I can save this as a separate, like a module. I call these modules that I use for the maps that I create for Doom. And I will name this module FO3, which stands for Fallout 3, RobCo building. And then whenever I need this building in one of my city maps that I'm working on, I can just load up this particular module, cut the entire map out, okay, you know, save it to, cut it to the clipboard, or copy it to the clipboard, I should say, and then, you know, unload that map and load up the map that I'm working on, and then I can stamp this down wherever I need it. It'll already be pre-drawn with the sidewalks, streets, and everything. And then all I have to do is just add the cars and the monsters and items and things like that. So yeah, this is what this is what it entails to create a lot of the buildings that I've done in my city maps for GZDoom. I do my homework first, and a lot of times I'll use something that somebody else did in another PC game, and I use artistic license to make it my own, and to, yeah, and add it to my Doom maps. But yeah, okay, now let's take this screenshot. Okay, so we got this part done. So now I need to load up GZDoom Builder, and we're going to do that next. Alrighty, here we are in GZDoom Builder, version 2.3. And so what we're going to do, we're going to create a new map. Make sure that the game configuration is for GZDoom, Doom 2 UDMF, and that the script type is set for ZDoom ACS script. Make sure it's set for map 1 if you're doing something like this. Make sure that at least one resource is added, mainly the Doom 2 iWide, which is right there. You can also add your own custom like PK3 files or other Doom wides that you'll be using stuff from. So yeah. Okay, so what I could do, okay, from a PK3 file, I'm going to add a custom file that I made. It has a lot of custom city graphics in it. HGC City PK3. Okay, so these have custom city graphics. This PK3 file that I created. You click on OK, and the gold looking X that's in the middle there, that marks the middle of the map. If I zoom all the way out, okay, wait, let me fit this to fit the screen. Well, I don't know why it's doing that, but anyway, that right there at 1%, that's the entire map area. And this X, this gold plus sign right here in the middle, that marks the exact center. Okay, so we're gonna fit the map again, and okay, put this on 200%, and we're gonna put this on 16. Actually, 8 would be fine. 8 MP would be fine, and make sure it's on the vertices mode, and we're gonna start drawing. You can always move the lines around after you draw them, which I will show you how to do them all. Okay, now that we have that done, we're going to set the ceiling height to 512, which is 4 stories high. And I found out that 4 stories high seems to be the perfect height for a city map. If you make it higher than this, then what happens is when you have flying monsters or floating monsters like Keiko demons, if your ceiling height is too high, they will fly way up there as high as they can, and you have to wait, the player has to wait for a long time for the Keiko demons to come back down low enough for the player to start shooting them. So I found that 4 stories high, like think of a 4-story building, that's plenty high enough for most Doom city maps. Another good one is 256 high, and that's what a lot of you seem to use. It's a lot easier to do your buildings when it's 256 high. Anything higher than that, then you're going to have to start using GZDoom's 3D flooring. You know, you have to use that. But yeah, 512 is the ceiling height. The ground is at 0. And I usually like to set my brightness at, because I like my maps at nighttime, which is the brightness is at 128. It makes dynamic lighting look really good, and it makes like the monsters' fireballs and energy blasts look a lot better. They show up better at night. So that's why you'll usually always see my maps done at night. Okay, now for the surfaces, of course we're going to use the sky texture. Now I can add I will add a custom sky texture later on. Actually, we'll go to that one. So F underline sky 1, that's your sky texture. We'll load that. Here we'll just use like a grass texture just for the time being. Just, you know, get some get some grass down there on the bottom. Let me press the H key to get rid of the highlighting effect. Another thing I like to do is I like to change all the walls to a black color, and you'll see why in a moment. Instead of that one there, I want to use black wall 1. Okay? And we also want to set the action to 9, line horizon, and you'll see why in a moment. You'll see why I did that. Okay? Hit the C key to clear that. Now what we're going to do, fit the screen. Okay. We want to set this for... Okay. I want to zoom out. I usually like to have my, when I'm doing something like this for drawing a building or a module, I like to call these modules, because when you're done, you can cut and paste them to anywhere in your map, just the whole building. You don't have to keep drawing the same thing over and over and over again just because you're drawing a new map. So I got to move these lines quite a bit because I want them here. 4 of those 1024 MP squares seems to be perfect. Perfect size for what I like to call a building lot in this module. So, okay. We're going to put this on 16. Put this on 200. And we're on line mode, right? We're going to hit the E key to grab that line. Okay, hit the C key. Do it again. Alright. Okay, I don't think we're anywhere near close to what we're supposed to be, but keep doing it. Like that. And then let's see where we're at. Put this back on 1024 MP. Well, yeah, we're pretty close. Pretty close where we need to be. So I need to be up to there. Okay. Put this back on 16. Back on 200. And we're still in line mode. Alright. Press the E key to grab that line. Okay. C key to clear. Put this back on, well, fit the screen. Okay, so I think wait a minute, where we're at. Huh. We went too far. we went too far. Okay, that's fine. Sometimes that happens. That's fine. Probably 2 squares. We'll try 2 squares down. Okay, so let's fit the screen. Put this on 1024. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Do the same thing on the bottom one, and then pull the sides over, and then we'll have the main part of the map, like the area, the drawing area for the building that we're drawing. Okay, so we're gonna put this back on 16 MP, back on 200. Let's see. Okay, press the E key to grab that line. Pull these babies all the way down. And let's see, I'm thinking about 4 more will do it. Alright. And let's take a look at this. Put it back on 1024. Let's see. We're close. Close, people. We're close. See? Alright, we're getting there. Okay, this is actually the hardest part of drawing the map, believe it or not. Okay, so grab that line. 2 more should do it. Let's do 2 more and see what that looks like. Alright. Nope. Damn it. Alrighty. That's fine, people. That's fine. Now let's take a look at it. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, so now we gotta pull this line over to here, pull this line over to here, and we will have what I like to call our plot of land to draw our building. Okay? So, pull that like that, put this on 200%. Actually, I'm gonna go over here first. I like to have some of the top line showing so that I can see if it's moved, because when you're pulling this, there's a good chance that you'll move it up like that. And so I want to see how I did that? I want to be able to see that top line there to make sure I don't do that doesn't happen. Okay, so let's put this on. I might have went too far. Yeah, I went too far. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, people. That's fine, people. We'll correct it. Yeah, we'll correct it. Still on line mode. Alright. Put this now on 1024 MP. Yeah, perfect. Alright. Do the same thing on the other side, and our plot of land should be drawn. So press the E key to grab that line, and we press the C key to clear that. And let's put this on 1024. Yeah, we went over. That's exactly what I did on the other side. Alrighty, no big deal. Okay, pull it over about like that. Now I'm going to put the, okay, put this on, what am I doing? Right there. Put the screen, there you go. There you go, people. I can work with that. That's the plot of land right there. That's what we're going to draw the building. That's what the plot of land that we're going to use to draw the building. Ah, that's some good coffee. Okay, so we're going to put this back on 8. 8 is what I usually use for drawing, but 16 too. I use that too, actually. Okay, so now what we're going to do, put this back on fit the screen. We're going to run, okay, put this on things. We're going to run a check to make sure there are no errors so far. No errors were found, of course, because I'm the one that's drawing it. Okay, now we're going to save the map as FO3, which stands for Fallout 3. Fallout 3, RobCo, building. Okay? And we'll go ahead and, okay, this is going to be revision 1. Actually, I could just leave it like that. It's fine. Go ahead and save it. Whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'll just type RobCo building. RobCo, because if you notice, I have a folder that's named FO3-RobCo building. That folder is where I have the screenshots stored that I'll be using for reference, as a reference guide. So RobCo building, okay, and it's going to be a Doom WAD file, so save, and you can read it up here, RobCo building WAD map 01 GZDoom builder. Okay, so what I'm going to do so that I can show you what we've done so far, we're going to put a player start. Yeah, we're going to put a player start. Make sure it's on things mode. On A, we're going to put a player start right there. Make sure he's facing the correct way. Player 1 start. There's not going to be any deathmatch associated with this. Doom only has 5 skill levels. So you uncheck skill level 6, 7, 8. That's for, like, I think Heretic or Hexen. They use 8 skill levels. But Doom only uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skill levels. Single player and co-op. Okay, so do that. Pull that down a little bit, like that. Then we're going to put this back on fit to screen. We're going to resave that. Okay, now we're going to load it up. And see, that's why you have the line horizon. See how it creates like a horizon? And this is a huge, it's a huge area. It really is. It's a huge area. But see how the line horizon creates the illusion of a horizon? See? There's your grass, there's your sky. Now the sky, I will put a custom sky texture in, so don't worry about that. All right, here is the RobCo building. I just want to get a general outline of the outside of the building, because that's what we're going to draw first. Now, because this building has roof detailing, we cannot draw the main part all the way up to the ceiling like I normally would. Yeah. Because there's roof detailing, which I will add. So it looks like this main part of the building is like 3 stories tall. And this part right here is 1 story tall plus the roof, the height of the roof, or the thickness of the roof. So I'm getting my bearings, getting my measurements before I start drawing. And then we could use artistic license as far as this would be all like up to the ceiling, which is 1 floor height, but we can use artistic license to scale it down toward a match a little bit better. Okay, and you have 2 like factory windows there. We have to figure out where, use this as the drawing, the screenshots as references where the windows are and how all of this has to be drawn. There's detailing here, and this part of the roof is sloped. I can use slopes in GZDoom, including these square parts here. They can be done. Then you got a sidewalk basically that goes around the building. Yeah, it's going to take a while to draw this building. I mean, I'm not going to show you guys step by step how I draw this building because it'll take several videos to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw the basic building in this video, and then in the next part I'm going to show you the completed building, and I'm going to show you how I copy it to the clipboard and how I stamp it down on the huge city map that I'm drawing right now for GZDoom. That'll be in the second part. But in this part here, I'm just going to draw the basic building, the shape of the building, get that all done, and you'll see what it's going to look like. Okay, and we got like this area here is like L-shaped right there. It goes about, I don't know, 2/3 the way of the building right there, and it connects to that. And then you have something like this connecting here that's one floor high. You'll see what I'm talking about when I get to that. So yeah, let's start drawing. I'm going to take another sip of my coffee. Okay. Put this on 16. Put that on 200. And there's going to be like a sidewalk. So I might have to draw this outline a little bit larger, but for now, let's see. Let's just put something here. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Now we'll delete that the starting vertex because we don't need it. Then what you want to do, okay, well let me put that down there. Now this is just to get it drawn. I'm probably gonna have to move the lines around because I don't think it's at the right size. Okay, so we use the F key when you highlight the line. Use the F key to flip it because you want that. They call this a flag. That flag you want pointed like toward the outside there. Okay? Just like that. Point the outsides. Okay? Okay, so the outside of the lines are all pointing toward the outside. And put this on 50%. Yeah, that's not long enough or large enough. So what I'm going to have to do, I kind of figured I'd have to do this. Yeah. Okay. All right. You'll see it, I'm done. Just keep watching, boys and girls. Just keep watching. You'll see what I'm doing. And it'll be perfect. Just keep watching. You'll see what I'm doing. Remember, there's a sidewalk that goes around this building too. I might have to move the outer line out a little bit too. I'm thinking that... Okay. I want 4 squares like that on the outside to give me room for the sidewalk, parking lot, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm going to have to move the outer lines, these perimeter lines, out a little bit. As I start drawing more detail, like the parking lot and things like that, and the road and things like that, I'll have to move the line out. I'm pretty sure on that. But for now, I've got something here, drawing some stuff, you know. Okay. Yeah, we got to get this part down first. Perfect. Okay, so now we got that. Let me fit the screen. Fit the screen, people. Okay. So, all right. Okay. I know what I have to do. Well, before I do any of that, set the building height. Well, the top part of the building will be, it's more like a grimy grayish brown color. So, I'm leaning toward that. This is the top of the building. And the floor height is going to be 3 stories high. So what's 3 times 128? Let me get my calculator out. Yeah, let me get my calculator out. A story is 128. So it's going to be 3 times 128. So 3 times 128 equals 384. 384 will be the height. So 384 for the height. Okay. Alrighty, and then we're going to, well, highlight all of this. Okay, like that. And then we're going to pick, like, just throw something up there for now. I'll, okay, I'm trying to think, what do I want to use for that? That was like a grimy, yeah, something like that. I don't know, though. Let me look at it from within the 3D editor. And the way you do that is you hit the Q key, and then that allows you to basically move around the map or fly around the map. There's a player start. Yeah, I'll have to move these walls out a little bit further. But yeah, that's the general color. Let me try something different. Let me see something here. Try that. Actually, that right there is not too bad. That right there. That's not bad. Yeah, those bricks there. Those are not bad. Yeah. That's not bad. That's about the general color Okay, we want the textures. Let me try some other ones just to, before I make up my mind which one I want to use. This would be a good one. That's a really good factory building style texture. Yeah. That one there would actually look pretty good. But let's try some other ones. This one here. No, that's too... No, I like that texture. It's really good for a factory wall, but not for a Fallout 3 building. Let's go with that one, that first one that I chose. Was the first one? Well, anyway, the first ones I chose. Which one was that? Was it this one? That one actually doesn't look bad. But I don't think it was that one. I think it was that one. Yeah, that one. It's more of a tannish gray. Yeah, I think that right there is going to look pretty good. Yeah. See, you can do it this way too. And then, yeah. It's that I find drawing maps for Doom, especially city maps, because I love drawing city maps. I find it very relaxing. I can spend literally hours drawing buildings and stuff, and detailing buildings for GZDoom. Yeah, I can literally spend hours doing this. Now, a faster way would be to do it from, 3D or 2D mode and just select all the lines all at once, But I like doing it this way too. Yeah, I think that's a perfect texture for this, because I can see this building already finished in my mind. And if I can see something finished in my mind, completed in my mind, I can draw it. If I cannot see the map finished in my mind, or the structure that I'm working on, if I cannot see it in my brain already finished, I cannot draw it. That's just the way I am. I have to see the finished product in my mind and imagine me actually playing the map in order for me to draw it. And this is one of the reasons why my maps, they look so good, because they're carefully planned. And you're seeing, a lot of people don't believe that I drew all those maps that I've drawn through the years. Well, you see me doing it here. I must know what I'm doing. And when I get finished with this map, with this building here, you'll be thinking, oh my God, how the hell is he doing? Well, I'm showing you how I did it, I love doing stuff like this. And I've drawn a lot of maps for Duke Nukem 3D, Shadow Warrior, and Blood. I even drew a map for Serious Sam First Encounter. And I plan on showing all of my work starting this year on my other channels that I've created, my gaming channels that I've created. I'm still going to do a lot of content. A lot of content is coming up this year on the Hans Calma Show. Commodore 64 videos, Commodore 128, Amiga videos, Atari SE videos, Apple videos, Macintosh videos, Legacy PC videos, all kinds of content coming up this year. But yeah, okay, so let's, all right. I want to look at the top and see, yeah. Well, you're not really going to see the top anyway. But still, I'm a perfectionist, so I want a top that would fit that better. Let me see. Like I said, you're not going to see the top anyway, so I don't know why I'm being so picky, you know. That's just the way I am. Now, okay. Let me try some Doom flats. How about that one? Yeah. Yeah, that one's good. I like that one. Because you're not going to see the top anyway. Yeah. I might have to lower the ceiling height just a little bit. Not the ceiling height, but the building height. The top of the building. Let's see. I don't want it 256. I know that. You know, for the time being, just leave it like that, I think. Or, okay, one height is 16 clicks. Lower it by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me see what that looks like, because I want to have some room for the roof detailing. Never raise the ceiling height. When you're drawing a city map, or any map for that matter, the ceiling height must be the same throughout the entire map. So even when you're drawing modules like this, where you can cut and paste, you know, copy building modules over to your clipboard, load up your map you're working on, and then stamp that building down where you want it. The only way that's going to work really well is if you keep the ceiling heights of your modules the same as the ceiling height in the map that you're working on, that you're adding the building or whatever to. In this case, it's 512 or 4 stories high. Never change the ceiling height. You can lower the floor if you need more height. That's no problem. But never change the ceiling height. Okay? That's one of the mistakes that a lot of you amateur map creators make. You keep raising or adjusting the ceiling height according to what you need for your building. Don't do that. Lower your floor. Never raise the ceiling. Okay? Never raise the ceiling. I think this right here is going to be a good height. Yeah, I think this is going to look good. Because keep in mind, the player's not going to be flying in the damn air. They're walking around the ground. And it's going to look really good. Okay, so let's get the dimensions right. And then we'll be done with part 1. Okay, I'm going to take another sip of my coffee. In this video, I'm also going to do this detailing right here, so that you get to see what it looks like, and you'll start seeing the building come together. Oh yeah, that does look like that building in Fallout 3. And when I get it finished with the detail work and everything, oh yeah, I think you guys will really like it. Anyway, so let's go to, let me see. I need to move these out a little bit. By 1 click for now. Okay. Okay. You'll see what I'm doing in a moment. You'll see what I'm doing. Okay. All right. All right. What does this look like so far? Okay, so now this is centered with this flag mark, tick mark there. Well, actually, I need to move that over. This tick mark to be centered with that. And, okay, so let's, yeah. Okay. Yeah, looks good. All right, now what I got to do is I'm going to put this on 100 because I need to do some work here. Okay. These need to come down a little bit. Okay. They need to come down. All right. You'll see what I'm doing in a moment. I decided that I want these 4 long, not 3. I think it'll look better. What am I doing? Oh. What am I doing? There you go. Okay. This will look good when I get done. You'll see. It'll look good when I get done. And then this is going to be 4. I can always readjust this. Don't be afraid to... What am I doing? What the fuck? Clear. I keep hitting the wrong key. Okay. So, I think that's going to be good. Let me see something real quick. Fit the screen. Yeah, I think that's going to look good. All right. Now, what we want to do, go into 3D mode again, and I'm going to show you how to auto-align textures. You click, make sure your starting texture is zeroed out, and it is, okay? And watch what happens to this texture when I hit the A key on that. You hit the A key and it'll automatically align those textures. That'll be perfect. What am I doing? Okay, so what we're going to do now, okay, so actually what I'm going to do, go to 400. Okay. Now, if you guys want to see me actually draw the entire building, you want to see it in its entirety, including all the detailing and everything that I do, and the sidewalks and stuff, please let me know. And I'll do that. But keep in mind, it's going to take at least 2 or 3 more videos. There's a lot of work. A lot of work goes into drawing one of these buildings. A lot of work. Highlight the line and press the F key when you're in line mode to flip that tick mark. Okay, remember that. Go back to 100, and what we want to do now, remember, this right here is 1 story high, which is 128. 128. Okay? 1 story high. And we want the top of that roof. Well, I'm trying to think what I want for the top of the roof. I can change it later on, but for now, that right there would be good. Okay. So I'll go into 3D mode. That's what it looks like when you don't have a texture. And we're going to change that to, what was it? I'll have to look at the picture as a reference to see what kind of texture I should use. But for now, just throw something up there. I'm thinking I could put something like, I don't know. Try that. No, that's not going to work. No, that's not going to work. Okay, so what I could do, how about like that? No. But that might look good as the main bricks. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, trust me. When I get this done, it'll be perfect. It'll look really good. Let me try that one. I don't know. Because it's going to be, remember, factory windows, there's going to be a door right there and stuff like that. I'll have to custom make some of these graphics. Actually have the door drawn on the brick itself. Yeah. You know what? For the time being, I'm just going to use this texture for the time being. Yeah, just for the time being. Because I can see now I'm going to have to do some, custom draw some textures. But yeah, that's going to look really good when I get it done. And then I have to draw, there's like these U-shaped things. Then you have your windows in between them, factory style windows and things like that. Yeah, I can have monsters up on top of here firing down at the player. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now what we got to do, put this back on 400. Put this back on vertices mode. Okay. And we're going to start drawing, people. Okay, we're going to start drawing. Alright, and we're going to put it like right, I don't know. Wait, what am I doing? It's going to go like right. Okay, it's going to go like right there. Right? Not like that. And remember, it's like 2/3. So I'm thinking like right about there. Right there. There. I'm using the cursor keys, or the arrow keys, I should say, to move the map around. In case you're wondering how I'm doing this. And delete the starting vertices. I don't need it anymore. And remember, you got to flip the lines around. So I'll put this on 100%. Okay? Flip those lines around. Hit the F key after you highlight the line. It flips them around, right? And then, well, that's going to be, let me see. Now I can always change these textures later on. For now, I'm just throwing something up there just to have it textured. This is going to be 128, one floor high, which is 128. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot something. This line has to be flipped too. Okay, and then basically highlight the lines, well, like that. And let's see. Let's see what that looks like, people. Huh. Yeah, it's starting to look like the other building. Yeah, I don't know if I like that brick or not. No, that brick there, no, I don't like it. Just use this one for the time being. But it is a different texture. I have to look at the other brick. I mean the building, a picture of the building. But it is a different brick. It's a little bit different than the main brickwork. Try that one again. I think it's more grayish, greenish like that. Yeah. You know what? What am I doing? Do that. That one there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same size as these other bricks too. Now that's the starting brick. Make sure it's zeroed out, because when we hit the A key, see how it auto-aligned that brickwork? That's right, boys and ghouls. I take the time to do that, and you'd be surprised how many people do not. This is part of optimizing your map so that it'll actually play on smartphones. Yes, my city maps will play on smartphones. They're highly optimized. Now, the top of that, I think it'd be better to have, let's see. I think it'd be better to have ceiling 1, which is a really dark gray texture. Yeah, I like that, but I don't know. I don't know. For the time being, you know what? The brown will be good for the time being. It'll be good. For the time being, the brown will be good. I can always tweak it later. But yeah, and I'm probably going to change all these bricks to look more like the actual building in Fallout 3. But you can see, I'm going to go up above to where you can see, you could fly way above all of this. But see how it's looking? See? See how it's starting to look? And just imagine the detailing and the factory windows. And I think there's a dumpster right there. And there's like a loading, I mean, there's dumpsters and stuff back here and windows and things. Just imagine all this detailing already drawn. Okay, and you got a sidewalk around there and a parking lot out here. I think the front door, if I remember correctly, is right here. That's the one of the doors is there. And another door, I think, is there or over here. I have to look at the pictures, the screenshots for reference. But see, you can see it coming together. You can see it starting to come together, right? Yeah, I can have imps there or whatever firing down at you. I can have like imps there or Hell Knights there firing down at you, you know. Yeah, I think it look pretty good. Now you can move these perimeter walls out if you want to. You can move these out, no problem. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do now, oh, wait a minute. Let me do a check. Always check your map before you save it. Make sure it says no errors were found. If errors come up, you need to correct those errors. And then save the map. Okay? And now what I'm going to do, just for fun, we're going to put a couple of M's here. Well, we'll throw them. We'll put like, I don't know. I'm not going to save this. This is just for fun. Put an M there. All right. And I don't know. Put an M there. And then we're going to put like, you know, an imp there. And an imp there. And I'll show you how to implement your skill levels. If you place your monsters in your map in multiples of 4, then it makes it real easy to implement the skill level. For instance, you start here. That imp is in all skill levels. Okay? Then you go next. Uncheck 1. Now I do this on all my maps. Uncheck 1 and 2. And uncheck 1, 2, 3. Now, this is also a way where if you wanted to add a more powerful monster that is only there in ultraviolet mode or nightmare mode, this is how you would do it. Like, for instance, I can change him to, let's say, a Hell Knight, which is a little bit more powerful than an imp. But the Hell Knight will only appear in skill levels 4 and 5. See? There you go. And then we can have, we'll put some more stuff here. All right? Well, it could be like, I don't know. We can have another imp, no problem. Put one here, and we'll just put it like that. But that's how you can implement your skill levels. Okay, now the player has to have, I believe in not being stingy with health and ammo. I hate maps where you spend at least half the time just looking for health and ammo. No, in my maps, you never have to worry about that. I always make sure that the player has more than enough ammo and always have health. So, we're going to put right in front of, well, actually what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to move him way over here. You'll see what I'm doing in a moment. Actually, well, yeah, this will be good. Okay. Move the player all the way over to here. All right? Okay? This will be a good viewpoint, too. All right? Okay, and now we're going to put a weapon right there. Let's say, I don't know, shotgun. Shotgun. Okay, as they say in Metal Slug, shotgun. Okay. And then we could put, like, I don't know, box of shells, right? And maybe, I don't know, we'll put some green armor. There you go. Yeah. That's good. Okay? Looking good. Yeah, that should be enough to kill all those monsters. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and fit the screen again. Now, I'm not going to save this. I just added this here for fun to show you how this would play in an actual map. So now, we're going to select ultraviolet mode, okay? See? Like that. Oh, shit. See how fun this is? Okay, there you go. See? Oh yeah. Looking good. But see how that looks? That's the basic structure of RobCo from Fallout 3. Now, it doesn't look like much right now, and I can see I'm going to have to pull these walls out a little more, especially put the parking lot in the front. But after I get all this done, I can save it as a RobCo building module, and then whenever I need this building in a city map I'm drawing, I can load it up. I can highlight the whole area, copy it to the clipboard, then close the module, load up the map that I'm working on, and then I can stamp this down, this building down where I need it in the map that I'm working on. And that's how I like to do my city maps. This way I'm not drawing the same building over and over and over and over again. And that's also how I do my railroad tracks. I mean, if you think I drew those railroad tracks in HEC City all the way down on the, the east side? No, I drew a section, like I drew railroad track sections. And then I stamped those down where I needed them, including the crossings, the road crossings. That was a separate drawing that I stamped down, and it matches the normal track. And then they line up perfectly. That's how it's done in real gaming. This is how we do it. We draw the graphics in sections that they fit well together when we stamp them down. Yeah. And this is how it was done in the beginning, too. Even with 2D, like platform games or top-down or slice-rolling shoot-'em-up games. This is and adventure games have done like this, too. We draw like squares. And those squares are used to create the map or the graphics. Yeah. So, yeah, I think this is going to look good. We're going to have I think there's a garbage dumpster there. There's a couple of garbage dumpsters there. See, lots of detailing. There's factory windows in the walls. There's detailing on the walls, which like ridges, which I will draw. And then there's roof detailing. But I don't know. I'll have to draw them toward the outer edge of the roof so that the player can actually see them. You know? Or I may have to use artistic license. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. I'll make it look good. I mean, anyone that's played Fallout 3 and they've seen the RobCo building and they see this building in my GZDoom, one of my GZDoom city maps, you know, I think they'll recognize it when I get it done. But, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, okay. I just now noticed something. There's no... Okay, on the left-hand side there, there's only one part, not two. So anyway, I can fix that. That's no problem. That's why you use the screenshots as reference material. So, but yeah, when I get it finished, I think it's going to look really good. And I think I can make it to where the main part of the building is only 2 floors high instead of 2.5 or 3. And then I have more room between the roof of the building and the sky to draw the roof detailing, and I think it'll look really good. Now I'm going to use artistic license, and I think it'll look really good if I do it that way. And also I notice that the one part is a little bit deeper. Also the roof is slanted around there, so yeah, I'll add all those detailings. And I think it'll look really good when I get it done. I think it'll look really good. But I'll have to refer to the screenshots quite a bit as I'm working on the building, as I'm drawing the building. But yeah, anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more exciting content here on the Hans Campbell Show. Like I said before, I've got a lot of really good videos coming out this year. Starting next month, I'll start posting videos again next month, which is March. Yeah, January, February, March. Yeah, March. The middle of March, I believe, is spring. I think it's spring. It gets warmer out in the shop, so I can start doing my videos again out there, you know. I've got Commodore 64 content coming up, Commodore 128 content coming up. I have Amiga and Atari ST content coming up, Apple II content, Macintosh content, Apple II GS content coming up this year, legacy PC builds coming up, a lot of software videos coming up this year, including Commodore 64, Amiga, and legacy PC software videos. So yeah, I got a lot of great content coming up this year. And this does not count the unboxing and review videos or the pickup videos. Okay? So yeah, I got a lot of great content coming out this year. So if you have not subscribed to the Hans Calmo Show yet, hey, what are you waiting for? If you like watching these type of videos, why not subscribe to my channel? It helps the channel grow, and it gives me the incentive to continue creating wonderful content for your viewing pleasure. Anyway, that's it. My name is Hans George Campbell, and until next time.